the New English Bulldogs, Lynn Classical. And the first game, 76-74. Classical came from way back and then held on with 19 seconds left as English came back and missed an opportunity with 19 seconds left to win the basketball game. So it was a barn burner. Since then, we've had 2 additional members to the 1,000-point club. One of them is jumping center for English, wearing number 42, Craig High. And, of course, the other one is Nick Lampros for Classical. So congratulations to both of them on their 1,000 points. And Craig High wins the tap. It'll be English. English has Andy Diaz, 24, Jason Cipini, 23, Jesus Escalera, 51, Keith Mowbray, 4, and Craig High, 42. English with their version of Tri-Towers, Mowbray, High, and Escalera, with a huge height advantage over the Rams. Just underway here in this Northeast Conference match. Classical in second place. They come in with a record of 14-3 overall, 13-3 in the conference. As Mowbray throws it up and in. English with a record of 12-5 overall, 11-5 in the conference, and both teams would have qualified anyway for the tournament, going obviously because of the new format. Fialo, Echeverria battling. It goes out of bounds off Classical. So it'll be Diaz bringing the ball up. Classical in a 2-3 zone, and Simon Fialo is hurt, holding his arm, and he's in a little bit of pain. High goes to the basket. Offensive foul against Craig High. First foul of the basketball game. And we've got a sub coming in the ball game. It's number 34, Sherwin Richardson, coming in for Simon Fialo. And Simon must think he's cursed in these English games, because the first English game, he was stretched out on his back with a back problem, had to be taken home in an ambulance. And he plays like the first minute or so of this game, and he gets an injury to his arm. High with the big rebound, kicks it out to Diaz. 2-0, the Bulldogs on top. This is Jason Cipini. No good. Tipped around. English keeps it alive. Escalera loses it. Mowbray picks it up. Can't throw it in. Mowbray with his own rebound. Still can't hit it. Finally, Lampros clears the boards for Classical, but they can't give him 4 and 5 shots. They could be in trouble. Lampros looking to go to the basket. Takes the shot. Jump shot. Hits it. And we're tied at 2. First couple of minutes here of this intercity rivalry as Diaz throws up the three-pointer, no good. Tipped around, Lampros with another rebound. Elvin Johnson hits a 3. And Classical jumps out on top, 5-2. Cipini, the lob into High. Go in the basket, can't hit it, but the foul is going to be against Richardson. First foul on Richardson, first in the Rams, so there's 1 foul apiece team-wise. And it will be Craig High at the free throw line. And we'll see if he draws anybody offside. Classical has seen this before. Classical one of the few teams not to step into the lane with that little extra motion. Stop and go by Craig High. And here's the step in. He made the shot anyway. So 5-4, the Rams on top as Echeverria gives it to Calvin Johnson, who walks it up over half court. Cipini on Johnson. Good defense by Craig High, leaned in. High's got Cipini with him. High throws it up, no good. Cipini with the fall away, no good. High with the rebound, can't hit it. Calvin Johnson with the rebound, bring it up court. Stops for 3. No good. Off English, it'll be Classical basketball. And I think Craig High should have given the ball up that time. He had Craig High for an easy layup. Wound up taking a tough shot. Big block by Escalera. And High at Chapini again. Again, High keeps it. Can't hit the shot. The foul will be against Calvin Johnson. Craig High will be at the free throw line for 2. We played just about 3 minutes. Classical holding on to a 5-4 lead. And Craig High will be at the line shooting 2. So we're tied at 5. Craig High has a chance to break the tie. Hangs there, won't go for him. The foul is going to be against Mowbray on Lampros. So we're still tied at 5. Calvin Johnson. Lampros from deep in the corner, throws it up, no good. Rebound by Craig High. Three-point shot by Keith Mowbray. He's got 5, and English has got the lead at 8-5. This is Echeverria. Calvin in the corner. Couldn't handle the ball. He would have got the three-point shot off. Johnson goes to the basket. Dumps it down. High with the steal. 2-on-2 against Echeverria. Goes to the basket. Can't hit the shot. Escalera throws it up, no good. High gets loose and lays it in. Ten to 5. High has 5. Mowbray has 5. And Classical has 5. So 5's are wild here. Joffrey Boyd with a nice move. High with a big rebound. Mowbray strong to the basket. Offensive foul against Keith Mowbray. And that's his second. Simon Fialo is back, replacing Sherwin Richardson. Eric Lane is back, replacing Marcos Echeverria. So it's Calvin Johnson, Eric Lane, Simon Fialo, Nick Lampros, and Joffrey Boyd. High knocked it out of bounds, and it'll be Eric Lane putting it in play. To Calvin Johnson. Johnson to the basket, throws it up and in. And he's got 5. So 3 people on the floor got 5 points apiece. The score is 10-7. English on top as Diaz brings it up. Classical now going man-to-man. High with the fall away. No good, but he got fouled. It'll be against Eric Lane. Three fouls apiece, team-wise. The only player with 2 is Keith Mowbray. 11:26 left in the first half. 10-7. English on top. Craig High can add to that here. So Craig makes both, and it gives English a 5-point lead at 12-7. And now they switch around and put Lampros up top with a basketball covered by Mowbray. Lampros hits the shot. He backed the defense into the paint, stepped inside the foul line, hit the jump shot, and it's 12-9. Craig High throws it up and in. 14-9. The Bulldogs on top. Lampros, Joffrey Boyd with a shot from the corner. It's good. Joffrey gets on the scoreboard, and it's 14-11. The Bulldogs on top. Important game for both teams in the state tournament. The records will make a difference as to matchups. Cipini steps inside the three-point line, can't hit it. Boyd with the rebound. Lob to Eric Lane. Joffrey Boyd committed the offensive foul. Made the nice pass, but then ran over the defense. Fourth foul on Classical. And Diaz will bring it up. As I mentioned, record-wise, it will affect, depending on how many teams drop buys early in the round. Craig High keeps it alive, off the glass and in. And that's that size factor we talked about. 16-11, the Bulldogs. Delvin to Joffrey, fakes the shot. To Fialo. Loses it, but lost it. Off Escalera, out of bounds. Picked off by Diaz. And Andy Diaz brings it up. Classical back in their 2-3 zone. Cipini from outside, no good. Loose ball picked up by Diaz. Pass from High to Mowbray. Hits the shot. It counts. And he's going to go to the free throw line. The foul is on Eric Lane. That's his second. Keith Mowbray gets his 7-point as Matt Lyman comes in replacing Jesus Escalera. Richardson is back for Classical, replacing Joffrey Boyd. Mowbray can't hit the shot. High with the big rebound. Throws it up, no good. Tipped up. Finally picked off by Lane. And Calvin Johnson brings it up. High with the pick. So he's got a couple of steals. I got him down for 5 rebounds. He's got double figures already. Eric Lane with the big defensive play. Johnson, big block by Mowbray. And the saying went out of bounds, but a great play by Keith Mowbray. Calvin looked like he had an easy deuce. Lampros with the shot, can't hit it. Gets the rebound, throws it off the glass and in. 18-13, the Bulldogs. Lyman going inside as the shot blocked out of bounds. It'll be English basketball. Of course, English come up with a big win. They knocked off undefeated Salem at Salem. They've been playing really good basketball since. High with the shot, no good. Tipped up by Lyman, no good. Fialo picked off by Cipini. Looking for High. Goes to the basket, won't go, but he'll go to the free throw line. The foul will be against Sherwin Richardson, his second foul. 6 fouls against Classical, so English for the last 8:32 will be shooting 1-1. Only 3 team fouls so far on English. And the 2 scorers in the ball game have been High and Mowbray for English. Johnson and Lampros for Classical, but Joffrey Boyd has chipped in with 1 basket. 11 points for High, 7 points for Mowbray, as you see Tommy Grassa talking to his troops. And it reminds you again, English had a double-digit lead against Classical, and late in the ball game, Classical came back, opened up a double-digit lead. English came back, and finally, with 19 seconds left, a turnover gave English a shot at winning the first game. They trailed 75-74. They got the ball to High, got the shot off, couldn't hit it. And they had a foul afterwards. Classical made the 1 free throw at the end, and that was the difference, 76-74. So English looking for some payback the second time around. They got beat by Saugus in a big upset, and then came back and beat Saugus by about 35. They get beat by Salem. They come back and beat Salem. And they'd like to come back and we'll pay back for Lynn Glasgow. Bounces won't go. Lampros with the rebound. Calvin Johnson brings it up. Calvin Johnson goes to the basket. Throws it up high. Is going to get called for the foul, and that's his second. Two on Craig High. Fourth on English. As Calvin Johnson beat the line shooting 2. CJ makes the first. He's got 7. Lampros with a nice job. Got the rebound and then made the big key play, banging it off high. So Glasgow could keep the basketball. This is Calvin to Lampros. Throws it up. Mowbray got there and stuck a hand up. Marcos sets up Maria with a nice play. Takes the ball away, hits Joffrey Boyd in the paint. Can't hit the shot. Lampros can't hit the rebound. Lampros with another rebound, misses again. High to Cipini. Lefty, no good. Lampros lays it in. Did a nice job of drawing the contact off the pass from Calvin. And Glasgow draws within 18-16, and Lampros can get him back a point closer. Lampros can't hit the shot. Fialo fights Mowbray for the rebound. Blocked. Calvin Johnson can't hit the shot. Cipini with the rebound. Pascal with 2 or 3 chances there to tie up the ball game. Diaz brings it down. Diaz, Mowbray from 3-point territory, can't hit the shot. Lyman gets the big rebound. Can't hit it. High with a tip, another tip. Joffrey Boyd's going to get called for the foul for clearing him out. Two on Joffrey Boyd. Craig High will be back at the free throw line. He's been busy there. High can't hit the shot. The foul is going to be against Andy Diaz. First against Diaz, 5th on the team. 18-16, English on top with 7:29 left to play in the first half. Inbounded to Joffrey Boyd, he gives it to Calvin Johnson. This is Marcos Echeverria. Calvin from 3. Can't hit the shot. Fialo with a big rebound and lays it in. Simon Fialo fielded the air ball and was wide open for the layup, and we're tied at 18. Diaz has it taken away by Calvin Johnson. Lays it in. So Glasgow has the lead, 20-18. Pass picked off by Joffrey Boyd. Echeverria down court. Fialo throws it up. Hits the shot, and English is going to need a timeout here. And they take it with 6:35 left to play, and Glasgow has come roaring back to take a 4-point lead. At English had a comfortable 4 or 5 point margin through most of this first half. But at the end, it's been Calvin Johnson, Lampros, and Simon Fialo, who got 2 big baskets, has brought them back. Both teams are over the limit, so both teams will be shooting 1-on-1 on any kind of foul. As you see Ronnie Bennett with his assistant Jimmy Doyle talking to the troops. It's getting close to tournament time. Each team has got 3 games left. 2 after tonight, of course. And they'll finish up on Wednesday of next week. And then it will be tournament time. And we mentioned again, the pairings will be decided based on records. So English would like to win the last 3. A loss anywhere along the line could put them in that first round. Diaz almost has it taken away. Kwame Rocca goes to the basket, can't hit it. High with the rebound. It's going to be against Craig High. And that's his 3rd. One-on-one situation. Matt Lyman is going to have to replace Craig High. And that also happened in the first game at Lynn English. Craig High had to sit down quite a bit of the first half with foul trouble. Lampros with a chance to extend Classical's lead. Misses the first. Fialo again makes the big play with the rebound to keep it alive. Marcos Echeverria from deep in the corner, can't hit it. Joffrey Boyd takes it away, tipped. Lampros from the corner, can't hit it. Glasgow controlling the backboard. Lampros can't hit it again, tipped up. Finally, it's Escalera with the rebound. Mowbray can't hit the shot. Escalera with the big rebound, throws it in. It shuts down a long drought by English. They led 18-13. It was a 9-0 run by Classical. Lyman with the rebound. 22-20, Classical on top. Lyman, this is Rocca. Rocca throws it up, no good. English keeps it alive. Escalera gets the basket, but credit Keith Mowbray with a big play to keep the ball alive. Delvin Johnson has the shot blocked, but there were 3 red and gray shirts all around him, and he got fouled. We'll see who it's on. It's against Mowbray, and he's got 3. Dave Medrano is going to replace Keith Mowbray. And he was on the sidelines waiting to get in to replace Mowbray. And just a little too late because Keith has already picked up his 3rd. As Calvin Johnson misses. And he misses the second one. Lampros got good inside position and laid it in. Nick Lampros got great inside position, rebounded the basketball and threw it up and in. Lyman gets the basket. Nice pass by Dave Medrano. And we're tied at 24. Joffrey Boyd takes the fall away and hits it. 26-24, the Rams go back on top. Rocca has it tipped away. Saved, Lampros. What a great play by Boyd. Lampros rolls it in. Boyd made a great save and threw it almost up past actually half court. Lampros was there, took it to the basket, got the good roll. Escalera throws it up and in. He's got 3 straight baskets. Rocca with the steal. Lampros takes it away. Echeverria has it taken away by Medrano. Diaz with it. 28-26. Rocca goes baseline. Has it blocked inside by Boyd. Big defensive play by Joffrey Boyd. Lyman, the fall away. No good. Joffrey Boyd with a big rebound. The foul's going to be against Dave Medrano. And that's going to put Marcos Echeverria at the free throw line. Sherwin Richardson replaces Lampros. As Marcos Echeverria will be at the free throw line shooting 1-on-1. The high arcing shot is in. Again, the high arching shot, no good this time. Escalera with the big rebound. And Diaz brings it up, 29-26 with 3:15 left to play in the first half. That quickness of Klasko really paying off here. Lyman loses it. Now they say it was tipped out of bounds by Klasko. And Klasko really putting the pressure on, especially the outside guys, with that speed and quickness of this. Diaz. He dropped back, Klasko does in the 2-3 zone. Medrano from three-point land. No good, but the foul is going to be against Eric Lane. And that's his 3rd foul. Eric, of course, being, we've told you many times, being born deaf, communicates through American Sign Language. But he's quite a story here at Klasko, playing football and basketball. And the kids, his teammates, and the rest of the students just love him. A very likable kid. And it's great, even though with as many problems, it didn't keep him back. He's still out there competing and taking on all competitors. As Medrano misses the first 2, the 3 foul shots, of course, is because he got fouled in the act of shooting a 3-point shot. So the best he can do is make 1 and get English within 2. So he makes 1. 29-27, 2:50 left. Calvin Johnson gets swallowed up, gets to the board. Calvin looking for a screen, throws up the 3-pointer, no good. Tipped around, Eric Lane lays it in. Eric Lane was the beneficiary, standing there looking for a rebound. It got tipped around, Eric, he was all by himself. Laid it in, said thank you, it's 31-27 Klasko. Matt Lyman can't get the shot to go, but he'll go to the free throw line. Sherwin Richardson, that's his 3rd foul. So 2 teams with 2 players with 3 apiece. The difference is 2 of the starters for English, that, of course, their big player, Craig High, has 3 along with Keith Mowbray. Lyman makes 1. Jason Cipini is back replacing Medrano, so it's Cipini, Diaz, Escalera, Lyman, and Rocca for the Bulldogs, as Lyman misses the second one. Knocked out of bounds by Klasko. For Klasko, it's Boyd, Lane, Johnson, Fialo, and Lampros on the court. Rocca almost has it taken away. Now he has it taken away by Eric Lane. Lays it in. Eric Lane, we told you he was a story. He's also a player. 33-28. Klasko by 5. Escalera with the drop step, has it knocked away by Boyd. Boyd goes to the basket. The stuff is not there. Lampros with the rebound, lays it in. Joffrey Boyd looking to bring the crowd into the game with a big stuff. Missed it, but Lampros picked up the rebound, threw it in. Chipini for three, no good. Fialo with the rebound. And Klasko controlling the backboard now with High and Mowbray on the bench. Calvin Johnson draws the foul against Escalera. And English is going to call timeout to talk about it. They can feel this kind of getting away from them. They led by 5 on a couple of occasions in the first half. And then Klasko exploded. And especially in this last couple of minutes when we've got Craig High and Keith Mowbray both on the bench, and that big height advantage they had dwindled. And it was Joffrey Boyd, Simon Fialo, and Nick Lampros controlling the backboard for Klasko. And it's 35-28, and all of a sudden Klasko has a 7-point advantage. .131 left to play here in the first half as you see Ronnie Bennett talking to his troops. We talked about tournament. English will be going Division II. Klasko will be going Division III. And we're back to the action, and Calvin Johnson will be shooting 2. Calvin makes the first. Calvin is perfect with both, and it's 37-28. And English needs a little bit of help. The two guys out front are really causing chaos out front with their speed, and English not getting much done with the 3 guys inside. Rocca throws it up and in. His first basket. They needed that. 37-30 with 1:10 left to play in the first half as Calvin Johnson walks it up. Calvin looking to go. This is Fialo. They lob it inside to Lampros. Gets loose, can't hit the shot. Joffrey Boyd gets it, loses it, gets it back, goes to the basket, can't hit the shot. Finally knocked out of bounds. It'll be English basketball, but you can see the domination Klasko had on the backboard that time. 37-30 with 40 seconds left to play in the half. Rocca throws it up, no good. Lampros is going to get called for traveling. And Lampros is down. And you can almost say, I don't know whether it's, I'm hoping it wasn't his head I heard hit the floor. I thought it was his elbow. But Nick Lampros is down. So with 33 seconds left, 37-30, Wills puts it in play. Rocker outside, and English could hold for one. And now they won't get an opportunity to hold for one as they throw the ball away. And Klasko will have the basketball with 27 seconds left, 37-30. The Rams on top. Calvin goes to the basket, can't hit it. Escalera cleared the rebound, knocked out by Klasko with 16 seconds left. English can get a shot off. 37-30, the Rams on top. Diaz walking it up. This is Chipini. Takes it to the basket, banks it, no good. Joffrey Boyd with the rebound. Diaz picks it off, throws it up. It's shot as the buzzer sounds. So the first half of the first half belonged to English as they built up a 5-point lead. Klasko has come back in the last 8 minutes to assume a 7-point lead, 37-30 at halftime. We'll be back. Hoffman and Lynn English trailing 37-30 at halftime. We'll have Mowbray and High both back in the lineup with their 3 fouls apiece. in the first half. Craig High, even though he sat out quite a bit of the first half, had 11. Keith Mowbray had 7. Escalera had 6. Medrano 1, Rocker 2, and Lyman 3 to account for the 30. For Glasgow, it was Calvin Johnson with 10, Lampros with 14, Boyd, Fialo, and Lane had 4 apiece, and Marcos Echeverria had 1 to account for Glasgow's 37. Glasgow has the basketball first. Fialo throws it up, no good. Rebounded by Mowbray. Diaz will bring it up. Diaz, Cipini, Escalera. Cipini throws in a 3. High and Mowbray are out there. And English now going zone to try and protect the big guys inside. Joffrey with a move to the basket, can't get it to go. High tips it to Escalera. He gives it to Diaz, and Diaz walks it up. 37-33. Picked off by Marcos Echeverria. The foul is going to be against Diaz, and Marcos almost threw that ball in. Did a little 360, spun it off the glass. Andy Diaz picks up his second foul. First foul on either team. They're calling it a non-shooting foul. So Echeverria will put it in play. Gets it outside to Fialo. Boyd gets loose, can't hit the shot. High with the big rebound. Pass picked off by Lampros. And Calvin Johnson will bring it up. Calvin for 3. In and out. Cipini brings it down. Diaz to Mowbray. They lob it in over High's head. Joffrey Boyd comes up with a loose basketball. Calvin walks it up. The shot too far. High with the rebound. Andy Diaz. This is Mowbray. Diaz for 3. Too strong. Mowbray with the big rebound, lays it in. Nice follow by Keith Mowbray, and English comes back to make a game of it. 37-35. Echeverria from deep in the corner, can't hit it. Lampros gets loose. They say he stepped out of bounds. Trying to make a play inside. The ball went to the floor, and it was out of bounds. Sherwin Richardson is going to replace Lampros. And English with a chance to tie it up. High can't hit the shot, but it wouldn't have counted anyway. He traveled. Went to get on the middle. A couple of white shirts blocked him out, and he had to take a couple of extra steps. Lampros is out of the game with Sherwin Richardson in for him, favoring that leg. He was out for a while with a leg injury. It was a diagnosis of a deep bruise as Fialo misses the shot, Escalera with the rebound. And when he went hard to the floor that time, he came up limping a little bit. Cipini lays it in. It counts. And he's going to go to the free throw line. The foul is against Richardson. That's his 4th. Jason Cipini has come out strong. He didn't score the first half, but he's got 5 big points here in the second half. And English has come back running 7 straight points to start the second half to make it 37-37. And Jason Cipini, when play resumes, will be at the free throw line with a chance to put English back on top. So it's been peaks and valleys for both teams. English had kept a 5-point lead basically through the first 8 minutes, which would be about the first period normally. And then Glasgow came on strong with High and Mowbray on the bench. It was Fialo, Boyd, and Lampros really controlling the backboard, both ends, offensively and defensively. Lampros contributing 14 points, Calvin Johnson chipping in 10. And Glasgow dominated the last 8 minutes and walked off at halftime with a 37-30 lead. As you see Grasser and his assistant Kenny Turner talking to the troops. And now English on the strength of 5 points by Cipini and a nice follow basket by Mowbray. Jason has one three-point basket. He can make a conventional three-point play. He's got the basket. He can make the free throw, and that would give English a one-point lead. Brings it home. So he's got 6 of the 8 points that English has run here to start the second half. And English now staying in that 2-3 zone. Johnson throws it up, no good. Lampros chases it down. Bounces it off Cipini, out of bounds. It'll be Classical basketball. And actually what English is playing is a triangle and 2. Jason Cipini is covering Lampros. Andy Diaz is covering Calvin Johnson. And the 3 big guys are playing zone. Simon Fiallo can't hit the shot. It's loose. Knocked out of bounds by Lampros. So a little gimmick defense by Ronnie Bennett and the Bulldogs as they go triangle and 2. This is Keith Mowbray inside to Craig High. Spins in the lane, lobs it up, no good. The foul is going to be against Keith Mowbray, and that's going to be 4. No, they call it on Escalera. Looked like he was pointing at Mowbray, who was also in the action. But English catches a little bit of a break there. Escalera has 2 fouls. And Mowbray, they get to keep Mowbray on the floor. That would have been his 4th. They would have taken him out. So again, this is Joffrey Boyd from the corner. Bounces, won't fall. Fiallo with the rebound. Escalera with a big defensive play. It's English basketball as it went off Classical, but Fiallo inside looked like he had an easy layup. And for the second or third time in this ballgame, Escalera came up with a big block and denied the easy layup. In the middle, Escalera, the fall away, no good by Calvin Johnson. In the paint, drives, kisses it off the glass, no good. Eric Lane loses it. Joffrey Boyd throws it up. Hangs there, won't go. Calvin Johnson can't get it to go. Knocked out of bounds off Keith Mowbray. Good action off the backboard by both teams. And Glasgow still looking for their first point here in the second half. Calvin Johnson. This is Eric Lane. In and out. It's loose. Jason Cipini takes it away. And Diaz will bring it up. Craig High. The jump shot, no good. Rebound by Eric Lane. Lane rolls it in. So Eric Lane breaks the 8-point run by Glasgow. First basket, took almost 5 minutes. And Glasgow regains the lead 39-38. Keith Mowbray for 3, no good. Lampros with the rebound. And we get a foul underneath. It's going to be against Nick Lampros. Mowbray in play. Diaz with the basketball. This is Cipini. Out to Mowbray. High. They got the 2 big guys way outside. Cipini for 3. Off the rim, no good. Lampros tips it away. Calvin Johnson gets the basketball. Lampros for 3. It's good. 42-38, Glasgow. So Glasgow on a mini run of their own. The English ran 8. Glasgow have now run 5. Diaz for 3, in and out. Rebound by Lampros. Calvin to Simon Fiallo, loses it. Diaz picks it off. Chapini goes to the basket, drops it down. Lampros with the foul. And little words, and everybody out there trying to break it up. We had fans and everybody else out on the floor. You don't want to see this. Lampros from behind knocked Mowbray down. They had a few words. English looking for an intentional foul. It's a two-shot foul. Mowbray will be at the free throw line. And what you don't want to see is the fans coming out on the floor. Good to see Mowbray and Lampros both shake hands now. Hopefully cooler heads will prevail. It's not the players I worry about, it's the fans in the stands that you get worried about. A couple of people immediately right out on the floor. And they look like parents, and the adults should know a little better than that. You don't want to see the kids out there either, but you surely don't want to see the adults out there. Keith Mowbray breaks the 5-point run by Classical as he makes the first. Can't hit it. Simon Fiala with the big rebound. 42-39, the Rams on top. Lampros to Joffrey Boyd. Boyd throws it up. The foul is going to be against Jason Chapini. Three team fouls apiece on Classical and the Bulldogs. Joffrey Boyd will be at the free throw line. Joffrey will be shooting two. Fine wide receiver, defensive player for the Classical football team, who has accepted a scholarship to the University of New Hampshire. And one of the nicest young men you're ever going to meet, as are all of these kids out there. Joffrey looking to make them both. Misses the second one, tipped around. Craig High comes down with the loose basketball. 43-39, Classical on top. High with the jump shot, can't hit it. Lane with the rebound. Hands it to Calvin Johnson, and he walks it up. Still running that triangle in two. Lampros covered by Chapini. Calvin Johnson by Diaz. And Classical holding the basketball, trying to get them to come out. Eric Lane's going to get called for traveling. Took 2 or 3 running steps to throw it up, and Marcos Echeverria will replace Eric Lane. 8:55 left to play in the basketball game as Diaz walks it up over half court. 43-39, the Rams on top. Mowbray goes baseline, left-handed, lays it in. So Craig High, they're staying close. Down 2 is English, and Craig High has yet to score here in the second half. And if you're Classical, you're going to be wondering when he's going to explode. Three-point shot, no good. Escalera tips it. Mowbray picks up the loose basketball. And English with a chance to tie it up. A 3 would put them ahead. This is Mowbray to Craig High. Goes to the basket, throws it up, hangs there, drops for him. He's got his first basket of the second half, and we're tied at 43. Now English playing straight man-to-man now. This is Mowbray covering Lampros with the basketball. Chipini now on Calvin Johnson as he goes by him and lays it in. Nice drive to the basket by CJ. And it's 45-43 Classical as we go back and forth. Escalera with the fall away. Hangs there, falls through. And we're back into a tie, 45. We expected one of these, and we're getting one of these. Craig High with the play. Chipini to High. Lays it in. Now Classical can't hold the ball out and force Classical to English to come out. So English can go back to their triangle and 2. This is Fialo. They've got Mowbray covering Lampros. Chipini covering Calvin Johnson. Diaz, Escalera, and High are playing zone. Echeverria throws it up. Big block inside again by Mowbray. And he gets the loose basketball to Chipini. Big defensive play by Keith Mowbray. High. Off the glass, no good. Joffrey Boyd chases down the loose basketball. This is Calvin Johnson. Lampros fakes the shot, goes inside. Gives it to Echeverria, pulls it out. Calvin looking to go to the basket. Lampros gets loose. Lays it in, it'll count, they'll go to the free throw line. Escalera picks up his 3rd foul. We're tied at 47, and Lampros can put Classical ahead as we go back and forth. 5:54 left to play in regulation. Lampros with the point gives Classical a 1-point lead, 48-47, which is important because Classical, the team that has the lead on offense, can hold the ball out and make the defense play. High going to the basket, got hit. We'll see who they call it against. They call it against Joffrey Boyd. That's his 3rd. Non-shooting foul. English will take it out of bounds. So English able to go to their triangle and 2 when they have the lead. If they're trailing, they have to come out and play Classical because Classical will just hold the basketball if they don't. So every trip important down court. Escalera with the fall-away hook, no good. Lampros with the rebound, taken away by High, but he stepped out of bounds. So we'll see what they do now. Chipini is on Lampros. Diaz is on Johnson. Everybody else is playing zone. Fialo to Boyd, almost loses it, gets it back. Dumps it into Fialo. Throws it in over High. And Classical opens up a 3-point lead, 50-47. Craig High throws it up and in. (50-49). Fialo gets loose. Throws it up and in. They're finding a lot of gaps inside with that triangle, and Fialo has got loose the last 2 times. And got big baskets for the Rams. Escalera underneath, can't hit it. High with the big rebound, can't hit it. Escalera throws it in. English pounding the offensive boards. 52-51 the Rams. Calvin can't throw it up. Fialo. Echeverria from deep in the corner. In and out. The ball is loose. High can't pick it up. Calvin Johnson for three. No good. Chased down the corner by Cipini. Marcos had that around the rim and in, except it went out. Greg High can't hit the shot. Escalera throws it in, straight off the rim. High goes to the basket, has it blocked. Gets it back, blocked again. The foul is going to be against Lampros. Good action at both ends. And that's Lampros' third foul.
Take a shot, baby.
Escalera, Mowbray, and High really pounding the boards. Lampros going up and getting a good piece of the basketball, but he got a piece of High as well. And Craig can put English back on top. Can't hit the first. So the best he can do now is tie it up before this mostly partisan Classical crowd getting on Craig. Misses the second one. Lampros pulls down a big rebound. 52-51. 3:40 left in the basketball game. It's a barn burner. Calvin looking to go against Diaz. Gets swallowed up. We get a foul. It's on Escalera, and that's 4 on Escalera. With 3:32 left, really no decision for Coach Ronnie Bennett to make. He's got to leave him in the basketball game. Trailing by 1, Calvin Johnson with a chance to stretch the Classical lead. Can't hit the shot. So if he makes this one, it'll give Classical a 2-point lead, and English could tie it back up with their trip up court. Brings that one home. Calvin's been quiet in the second half. That's only his 3rd point. He had 10 at halftime. Cipini to Diaz. Inside to High. Off the glass and in. Nice pass inside from Cipini to High. Jason fake throwing the pass back to Diaz. Got the defense looking one way, hit High, and he banked it in. Joffrey Boyd throws it up. No good. Ball's loose. Escalera comes up with a loose basketball, and English with a chance to take the lead with 2:50 left to play in the ball game. Inside Escalera. It's up and in. Jesus with 12 points, 6 here in the second half. And English gets the lead back at 55-53 with 2:37 left to play in the basketball game. Classical had a 7-point lead at halftime. English had a lead as high as 5. And then in the second half, with High and Mowbray back in the lineup, English ran up 8 straight points to take a 1-point lead, and we've gone back and forth ever since. And right now it's Classical trailing by 2, 55-53. They have the basketball, and every trip down court will be important. The team fouls 5 on each, so neither team will be shooting on the next foul. They both have to commit 2 to send somebody to the free throw line shooting the bonus. Tommy Grassa and Kenny Turner talking over their strategy, what they want to do, while Ronnie Bennett and Jimmy Doyle at the other end talking to their kids. Outstanding basketball, this intercity rivalry. English looking to get revenge for the loss at English to Classical, 76-74 in a very tough game. And the last couple of minutes were exactly like this has been, back and forth. And this is Calvin Johnson going to the basket. Can't hit the shot. Lampros with a big rebound. Loses it out of bounds, but it's off English. And Classical gets the ball back with 2:27 left in the basketball game. outside, it goes to Fialo. He could have gone into the backcourt on that play. Now Lampros gets called for double dribble. Simon thought it would have been backcourt. He could have just picked the ball up, and he saved it to Lampros, but Lampros dribbled once and then dribbled again. And now with 2:20 left, Classical with the steal. Fialo bounce pass. That's Maria. Calvin Johnson can't hit the shot. Mowbray gets called for the foul. English all over the officials saying Calvin Johnson jumped into Mowbray. Mowbray's 4th foul, and Calvin at the line with a chance to tie it up. Big play by Simon Fialo to get the ball back. Calvin misses the free throw, and that's been the Achilles heel for Classical. They've missed a lot of foul shots in this basketball game. Misses the second one, tipped around, high, chases it down, and coming up on 2 minutes left, and English with 2 points, the lead. Diaz goes to the basket, can't hit it high, can't tap it home. Diaz gets the loose ball and brings it out. Throws up a 3-point shot, and I don't think that's what English wanted. With 1:50 left, they could have run some time off the clock. Echeverria gives the gift right back as he throws up a 3-pointer. And Ronnie Bennett trying to call timeout. They don't see him. They finally see it now. And both coaches not too happy with the shot selection in that last about 30 seconds. Diaz made an excellent play to get the loose basketball. Looked like he was going to pull it out. Threw up a 3-pointer, which gave Classical a chance. They brought it down court. Marcos Echeverria threw up a 3-pointer. So I'm sure Coach Tommy Grasser and Ronnie Bennett are both talking to troops now, saying right now we don't need 3-pointers. What English is talking about is we've got a minute 37. They're going to have to foul us if they want to get the ball back. We're going to shoot nothing but layups. They've got to go man-to-man, which should free up Craig High or Escalera or Mowbray. They've got a height advantage inside. Classical will have to foul if they want to get the ball back, and then look for English to try and make their free throws, to try and give them a little breathing room. They lead by 2. They have the basketball with 1:37 left. It'll be Jason Cipini putting it in play. They're looking for backcourt, and it was backcourt, but the official right there didn't see it. Escalera off the glass and in. That's a big basket. That's a big basket, 57-53. Calvin tipped up, almost tipped in by one of the English players. Calvin saves it, throws up a 3. No good. Escalera chases it down, and the foul is going to be against Nick Lampros. That's 4 on Lampros. And with 1:09 left, neither team is in a penalty situation. They won't go to the foul line until the next foul by both teams, so English will take the ball inbounds. They get it inbounds to Diaz. And Classical really can't let him take that much time off the clock. They're going to foul him. 1:03 as Calvin Johnson reaches in. It'll be Andy Diaz at the free throw line. English by 4. English with a big defensive half. They've held Classical so far to 16 points here in the second half, which is a big defensive effort considering you got Calvin Johnson and Nick Lampros out there. Diaz gets his first point of the night, and it's a big one. (58-53) the Bulldogs. Makes them both the captain of the Bulldogs. Gives his team a 6-point advantage. And Classical's got to throw up 3s now as Calvin Johnson throws it up, can't hit it. Escalera, who's had a real big game for English, gets the loose basketball. This is Diaz. Ahead to High. To Mowbray. Mowbray was looking for the stuff. All he had to do was lay it in. 59-53 with 46 seconds left, and Glasgow wants a timeout. Mowbray had a great pass from high, and he looked to stuff it home, and he banged it off the rim. So Glasgow has a life. 46 seconds left. They need 2 possessions, and both possessions have to be three-point plays, whether it's a basket and a foul shot or 2 three-point shots. And you're going to look probably to see Calvin Johnson bring it down, maybe get a pick out around the top of the circle and try to throw it up and in. And we're sitting almost on top of the English bench, and you can hear the assistant Jimmy Doyle saying, don't give up any three-point shots. Of course, he also should be saying, make sure you don't foul on any three-point shots. You don't want to give up a 4-point play. But Jimmy, of course, is right. If they force him to go inside and don't give up the three-point shot and give him, even if they give him a 2, they would need 3 possessions, assuming English doesn't score at all. And Diaz covers Calvin full court to make him work to get the ball up court. He lets it fly. It's good for 3. 59-56 with 30 seconds left. Escalera gives it to Chapini. To Diaz. Eric Lane grabs him. Eric Lane's 4th foul. 59-56, 25 seconds left. Calvin Johnson brought the fans to their feet with a big drain net at the bottom of the net, hit nothing but the bottom of the net. And Andy Diaz, who hit 2 big free throws just a moment ago, is back at the line, and he can tell you playing at Glasgow. Andy calmly throws one in. That means that Glasgow now needs 2 possessions with 25 seconds left. Whether they get a 2 or a 3, they're going to need 2 possessions. Diaz bounces, won't go. Lampros with the rebound. And Calvin Johnson pushes it up. Calvin lets it fly and hits it! Calvin Johnson with an acrobatic 3-point shot! And English calls timeout with 10 seconds left. Calvin Johnson has hit 2 consecutive 3-point shots. 60-59, 10 seconds left. And the difference right now is English does not have to bring the ball over half court. They can keep the ball in the backcourt and run the clock out. They've got 10 seconds to get it over half court. They've got 10 seconds left on the clock. Glasgow still is going to be forced to foul if they don't pick off the pass inside, and all of a sudden we got problems in the stands. The fans are pouring out in the court. And it's getting a little ugly, and we don't really need this. What we're afraid would happen is what's happening, and they've been packed in, and the fans have been pretty good. And all of a sudden, it erupted. And now we got a couple of policemen and Dick Root, the AD, and Bill Hall, the AD of English, over there trying to calm things down as you see Tommy Grasser talking to his troops. But you don't want to spoil a good basketball game like this. And unfortunately, we're looking, and I shudder to say that it's a female that they're taking out. So just as we thought when the guys were the worst, they're taking 2 females out. But 60-59 as calm is restored at Glasgow High School. And the fans will go back to their seats. And hopefully we're going to get this basketball completed, this game completed. 10 seconds showing on the scoreboard clock. Calvin Johnson made a great shot for a 3, but then made an acrobatic shot. He went up, he had a hand in his face, ducked under it, threw it in, and got Glasgow back within one. Seconds showing on the clock. Glasgow, if they don't steal the inbounds pass, are going to have to foul right away to give themselves a shot. We've got policemen up there trying to control the crowd and get them off the court. Everybody milling around. And we're finally going to get back to some basketball as Jason Chapini will put the ball in play for English. Inbounds to Craig High, back to Chapini, to Diaz, to Keith Mowbray. Fouled and knocked down by Simon Fiala with 4 seconds left on the clock. And Glasgow let him run a little bit too much time off. They had him in the backcourt. They could have fouled in the backcourt and saved 5 or 6 seconds. But Keith Mowbray will be at the free throw line. With a chance not to ice it, but to give English a 3-point lead. He's shooting 1-on-1. And the fans from Glasgow let him know they're here. Mowbray hits nothing but net with the first one. And Glasgow's going to have time to throw up one probably from the backcourt. It would be 3 if it went. So this is an important free throw by Keith Mowbray. Makes them both. Calvin Johnson loses it. The buzzer goes off. He doesn't get the shot off. And a big win by Lynn English. They revenge the loss to Glasgow at Lynn English. English goes to 13-5. Glasgow drops to 14-4. But it was a game that went back and forth. We mentioned before, English with a 5-point lead through the first period, which would be the first 8 minutes of the first half. Glasgow took over when High and Mowbray went to the bench, controlled the backboard with Lampros, Boyd, and Fialo, and they built up a 37-30 halftime lead. English came back and ran the first 8 points of the second half, and we went back and forth from there, and English was able to hold on. Andy Diaz with a couple of big free throws down the stretch. Craig High with 19 points. Keith Mowbray, who played very well, with 14 points. Escalera had a great game with 14 points. And Jason Chapini played really well with 7, and a great defensive effort with Chapini and Diaz covering Lampros and Johnson in the second half, man-to-man. They held Glasgow to 22 points in the second half. A great defensive effort by Lynn English. Lampros wound up along, as did High, 19 points. Excuse me, Johnson had 19 points. Lampros was the leading scorer in the ballgame with 20, at 14 in the first half. Simon Fialo had 8. Joffrey Boyd, who played a 5 game, had 5. Eric Lane, who also played well, had 6. But a big win by English on the Glasgow court, so they revenged some of their losses. They came back and beat Salem, who was undefeated. They beat Saugus, who beat them earlier. And now they beat Glasgow, who won a big 76-74 barn burner at English. And it went right down to the wire. And you saw 2 teams who are gearing up for tournament time, playing tournament basketball. So again, 62-59 English wins. Be sure and stay tuned. You're going to see Salem and Beverly boys basketball coming up, along with Swampscott and St. Mary's hockey. So from Glasgow High School, saying we're signing off from here. Stay tuned for Sunday Night Sports on TV3. I'm John Hoffman saying